side.
Oh, it's doing exactly what I want.
So look at that. So it just backed itself up.
Clearing the intersection.
Wow!
Very, very
and it gives space.
Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. I had another video about the global EV market and everything kind of queued up and ready to record today, but I came across this. Jordan Kamina and Ashok Elaswamy actually posted about this first. This is a drive in Manhattan itself, and I wanted to talk about this because it shows just how much progress there has been in the last 3 years. I actually have a video of my wife and I driving in Brooklyn in May of 2022, so about three and a half years ago, with version 10.11. something of full self-driving, and it was pretty darn atrocious at the time. Really terrifying experience. Needless to say, we didn't drive it that much in Brooklyn. My wife and my son were both like, hell no. But you can see how we've gone from that white knuckle sort of thing where it just doesn't work at all to a car that actually drives really effectively in New York City. And just to make this more interesting for us personally, about 2 months from now, I think we're going to go up to New York with our Model Y. And so we should be able to try this out with 14 dot something, whatever that current version is then, and actually try out full self-driving in New York ourselves. And that will be very exciting. So anyway, before I get to their actual video, I want to point out that Ashok said, for those who are still skeptical of using cameras plus neural networks to drive the car, this video is the antithesis. He is absolutely right. It's a 46-minute video of a 2-hour drive that's compressed. I've just pulled out a few minutes. I am leaving links to both of their channels in the description, plus this particular post. Please go watch the whole thing. It would only be appropriate. They've already got 525,000 views, so they probably don't need too many more, but I would highly recommend watching the whole thing. There's a lot of stuff I'm not going to go through here. I'm just trying to do a relatively short video and point out how much it's improved. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at this. This was with an old Hardware 3 Model Y that we had, the 2020 Model Y, and I'm just about to engage it, and so you can watch here, and it does okay. I'm just going to play, a few seconds of this, not the whole thing, but you'll see it's not particularly good.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All and Misinformation. We are still driving on beta 10.11.2, not 10.12 yet, unfortunately. We are going to...
It's beautiful there at the time.
Engage. We're going to engage.
You can see I was not particularly confident.
How it handles Brooklyn. So this is Brooklyn, New York, not Manhattan, but Brooklyn. But anyway, we've tried this a couple of times without recording it, and it's been pretty crazy. So
I still remember this. It was pretty terrifying being up here.
I'm going to be ready to take over at any second because
This is cool.
Oh yeah, this is the spot. Like, I guess you didn't walk here with me, but yeah, it's really awesome. Anyway, I'm very nervous about this.
Man, look how
so far this
primitive
is
the
great.
visuals
This
were.
is actually okay. Go.
There was a brake stab there
Yep.
for no reason, and we got honked
Just
at.
got honked at. There
Oh
we
my
go.
God. Darn.
This car is not happy right now. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you can basically see the car was not happy. It kept on going like that for several minutes. If you guys want to see the original video, I'm happy to post it on X or something. Just let me know in the comments or whatever. Anyway, without further ado, let me go ahead and go to, unfortunately, I can't download this video, so I'm going to have to play it through here. So it's a little bit awkward, but I've marked out several times that I want to talk about here. And again, a real quick thanks to Jordan and especially Ananto, whose car this is. They drove around for 2 hours and posted this. So again, please do watch it. So I'm going to start with about 2 minutes and 35 seconds here or so. I don't even know the rules because I'm not a local driver, but I believe you can't turn right on red in Brooklyn, but you can in Manhattan, but you can in, I don't know. Honestly, even I as a human driver don't know the answer to this question, but I do remember that our full self-driving version 10, where you couldn't turn right in Brooklyn, that's just a blanket rule, it would turn right. And so that was a very illegal move. Now, I would have done that myself as a driver because I didn't even know that that was a thing. But anyway, my son was very quick to point out that that was incorrect. But I believe that it's got better local knowledge now than it used to, and it turns right on red much more consistently and appropriately with the law now.
It should not make the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would own because with my experience with 13.2.9, it never make right turn on red on Manhattan.
It's so weird.
But this version sometimes get a stop in Long Island even with, like making right turn on red. So we are allowed to make right turn, but the car just doesn't.
Right, doesn't want to do it.
So I guess in Manhattan you can.
Models that they're supposedly
I don't know.
coming up with.
Again, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
So much more. Like usually there's a longer delay between the car waiting for the intersection to clear and the car actually like kind of pushing itself through.
So yeah, so they're talking about how much more aggressive. They're in Mad Max mode, by the way, and I think in order to drive in a city like New York, you pretty much have to be in Mad Max mode. They're not going to go fast ever because there's just never any time where vehicle can actually go fast because there's so much traffic and so many pedestrians around. But you have to be extremely aggressive in a place like that in order to be in the right lane all the time. And having watched this entire video, it is very, very impressive watching how adroitly the car is switching lanes constantly. You'll see I've pulled out several of those moments, but I'm just blown away by that because previous versions, even version 13 of the software right now, is too hesitant. It just doesn't, it's not quite aggressive enough to get out into a lane. It kind of sees it, but it sees it a little bit too late and it's not able to get out there. And you can just see how 14 is just on top of it. It's just faster and it just does it better. And now we're going to watch something really cool. The car has to back out from a parking garage. It tried to go into the parking garage. They didn't want to do that. And the car got awkwardly stuck. And so it had to back out. And then a pedestrian comes along and it has to deal with that. So really, really good stuff here.
So this is interesting because it's got to
watch it back out. It just backs right into traffic.
That is left the car in, which is great.
And if you see the reaction time, it immediately does it. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
So
wait for
fast.
anything. And now it's changing. You see that human?
There
So
you
it
go.
brakes because of that human. You see that green light, and she's just crossing the road. Unbelievable.
This is new.
So there you can see that's a human being just completely ignoring the law, right? She crossed right in front of a green light where the car had the right of way, but the vehicle still slowed down and stopped for that. Of course, that is very necessary behavior, but that ability to back out into traffic and be very, very assertive about that was really cool too. That was very mind-blowing. And now we get a nice merge into traffic plus a left turn. So this is all cool too.
It's got to do a really quick merge. All right, it's just going to go around.
Left.
It's letting them go, which is the right move, and then it's
Immediately proceeded.
and then there it's going to go right back in the middle
Just
lane.
nicely
This is
done.
exactly
Really
into
nicely.
the left.
Change the lane.
Look at this. This is ridiculous.
figures
right
out
here.
where to go.
They're opening up the
Really
JP Morgan
impressive on
building.
that too.
Crazy
Okay.
building.
Yeah.
$3 billion to build this thing.
Wow.
Look at that. Pretty so far.
And you can see it avoided all those objects on the road.
This is a hard
perfectly.
left
We're
that's
gonna
going
make a
on right
left.
now.
And now it's got to do
This
a
is a
left with
really
a
difficult
turn in the
left.
middle, a signal in the
So
middle
it's
of the
a
left. Crazy.
like a divided highway left, but it has a stoplight just for the median.
Yeah.
It's like a weird layout here. It should not go. Hopefully it understands that it sees.
We
Yeah,
have
it
to
looks like
wait.
it sees the red.
Yep. Now it's green. We're
green.
gonna go right away.
That's
Nice,
very
and
cool.
it gave enough
that's
time
such a
for
bizarre
the
thing. I don't even know
validate
if I
or
would
make
have
sure
gotten
those
it right.
pedestrians weren't going to jump out and look at this person just crossing the street.
Yeah.
So again, a very impressive job by 14.1.2 here. This is really impressive driving. It's very complicated stuff. It's not like the roads are complicated. They're all sort of straight, but it's just the obstacles. There's just cars everywhere. There's pedestrians everywhere. There's people double parked, all of that kind of stuff. And the car is handling it just flawlessly. And now we get some nice routing for a drop off. So it actually drops them off as if it was a taxi or something like that, which is really cool.
Because
Okay, so here.
Yeah,
What is this having us do? So it's doing a drop off. This is
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
It changed the way
changed
it's
the way.
routing.
Yep.
So it looks like it's going to pull up and make a left,
Yep.
which this is cool because it pretty much shows you that the navigation, like the pin drop, adjusts based
yep.
on what you have selected.
Selected. Yeah.
very
So it should
cool.
make a left here,
Yeah.
which it's doing.
Pedestrian right over here.
And then
now
it's
it's
just
gonna
going to
have
like
to
kind of
drop
pull
them
us off.
Pull
So,
off
And
and
watch how it looks for a
let the
spot to drop them
passenger
off.
Get out from here. Very nice.
That's perfect. This is exactly how you'd want it.
And now it is trying to probably.
Look at that.
move
Oh,
That's
it's
so
going to try
much
to
better.
move
It's a
more
nice
out of the
little gap
lane.
there.
Yeah.
I just like to see what it's doing.
You can see that it parked.
Look at that.
That's great.
perfectly.
And it's good because it actually gave
Really
space
nice.
for the back doors to open too.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy. All right,
Yeah,
let's keep
let's
going
go.
before we get yelled at.
Yes, indeed. You don't want to get yelled at. You're going to get honked at or something like that. But you can see how impressive that is. It not only adjusted its pin, but then it kind of crept up and looked for a spot where that, right where that Prius is, where you could open the doors on the passenger side and get out. So excellent job. That is exactly what you'd want from a cab. And now we're going to get into a lane change plus a bunch of vehicles and cars it has to deal with.
If
just
you
know
use
where to
Mad
go.
Max in highway, you'll feel it like it's continuously changing lane. It's not unsafe. You see
Look at that.
how
It's just
immediately it
amazing.
merges, and now it had to wait for this car getting
And this
out.
car pulls out.
But it tries to go fast.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
want
see.
to stuck in traffic. It just want to go. Oh, I'm just gonna move.
This is good. It doesn't have anywhere to move to right now.
Yeah.
So it has to kind of wait in the middle.
And here comes another car
So this is
parking.
interesting too. Like, will this person
Yeah.
pull off
And
enough?
see how it's, like,
right.
moving
So the
itself
car's
out of the
trying
way.
its
Just
hardest
really
to
impressive.
kind of like get into the middle a little bit. This is exactly what I would do too. You throw on
Just
the blinker.
look at that.
Yeah, that's really perfect.
Gets a little bit of tiny space, and it gets in, and that again human.
Yeah.
So yeah, so really, really good stuff. I mean, you can just see how well it's driving there. This is the kind of thing where the traffic around them is not going to notice that it's not a human being driving, and a good human being, not a tourist kind of human being, but like a good local human being. And that's pretty critical. You can't just be a generically good driver in New York. You have to know New York itself. And it looks like the car is actually able to handle that. And now we're going to get to watch the car get stuck in an intersection. The light changes and it actually backs up and adjusts itself, which is really, really cool.
Wow.
So it's got to go. It's either got to go
left.
So it's got to make a decision
left or it's got to go on the right.
Thing in the middle of the road.
Right indicator,
because it's New York.
They put the left.
Yeah, it turns on the right
And now
one, and
it
now
got stuck.
And now the light changed.
Yeah.
And we're probably can't see that light because of this, because
Right,
I
so you
can't
can
see
see
that
they're
light
in the
from
intersection
here.
This is a crazy. Oh yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah,
I can see it fine.
Okay, so with the camera, we have to decide.
Oh, it's doing exactly what I want.
So look at that. So it just backed itself up.
Clearing the intersection.
Wow!
very, very
and it gives space
Oh
to
my God,
pedestrians
that's so
perfectly.
perfect.
So you can see how impressed they are. I mean, this is a very impressive move that it just pulled there. It was stuck. It couldn't see. It was kind of half in the intersection. And this is the kind of thing that'll happen. You know, you can do that in New York because you're traveling very slowly and the light changes when you're just getting into it. And it was able to handle that no problem. It backed right up and got itself situated properly. And now we're going to see how it's able to move away from a parked car. Very cool with this too.
Okay, so now the light is
The
green.
light is green.
So the light
So
just
it's gotta
changed
pick
here,
a
right? So
way.
this is
It's gonna go
continuation of
around
that previous
this side,
thing,
which
and
is
it's
the
gotta
right
go
decision based on the lane
around
that we're
this,
in. Oh, so
and then you can see the
smooth.
car parks.
That's
There's
so
a
cool.
And it
bicyclist
just
behind
moves right
me
out of the
too.
way.
Oh, it's moving right back into the middle lane because this
Yeah,
car's
this
parked.
car parked.
This is a ridiculously complicated scenario we just
Yeah.
went through.
So again, just look how impressive that is. It figured that whole sequence out and it was just driving like a human. It's really impressive. And now moving through to much later in the video, because I don't want to steal their thunder. I want you to watch their video. But anyway, here are a whole bunch of crazy lane changes that it does, kind of all stacked up on top of each other.
It's just they're allowing just EV.
Yeah, right. That's like all the
So first
the
one?
Fisker Oceans.
Yeah.
There's so many of them now.
Yeah, you saw that video, like MKVHD just make a video.
Yeah, ruin the
about
whole
it.
business, right?
Yeah. And just bankrupt it.
And here comes another
The
one.
narrow space. And now there is cycle on the left side, right side.
So I like that it kind of like gave itself a tiny bit more room, just because.
Just
it
watch
didn't
how
need to.
messed up all this is.
Okay,
Oh,
so this is
cool.
really tight. Whoa, this is.
It's just getting squeezed.
I'm glad it kind of stopped
Yep.
there. That bike.
You saw that bike.
The guy's an asshole.
Now we don't have,
Yeah, this
we
truck
don't
this
have
truck
a
is
space.
definitely
Oh,
not
wow,
in a good
now
spot. I mean,
he
look at that. The
turns
guy's
on the
parked
tire.
right next to the intersection. It's
Steering
terrible.
wheel. Correct.
I thought.
No, we're making a right. I know that, but I saw how it adjusted with those cameras. The bike cut off, and then this car just turned the steering wheel. I saw that tire turning, so it just stopped right over there.
That's so difficult.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a curb drop off too, right?
let's
Or
do
do you
it.
want to park?
No, that's fine. Let's do curbside.
I just don't think there's much parking down
Okay,
over
and now
here.
the light
And I
changes,
don't
so
really
let's
wanna
skip
wait.
forward a little ways. And it's able
now you
to
see
negotiate its way
people
out of that
crossing.
and make this turn.
That's the right thing to stop right over here.
Yeah, this is
Allow them to cross.
And
Wow.
onto a apparently two-way street that looks like a one-way
that
street.
is in such a bad, like, illegal parking spot right now.
Double park right over there.
This guy, he looks like he's having a bad day,
Yeah.
right?
Like, oh. And this is a two-way road. You don't
Oh, it
have
is
any
two-way.
lane mark. You can see if it didn't even
Oh my
try
God.
to cut off.
Just
Hey,
again,
look,
the roads are
it's
straight, but it's just
visualizing
tragically
two-way.
bad with the traffic.
I
and
didn't even
everything.
realize this was a two-way street.
Yeah.
How many people you think go the wrong way down the street right here?
Yeah.
So I'm sure humans drive this badly all the time. So you can see just how crazy this is, right? Even though the roads are relatively straight and everything, the traffic, the pedestrians, all of that kind of stuff make it so complicated. And then one final one where they talk about the differences between full self-driving 13 and 14 in Manhattan in particular.
I guess they realized they needed. Oh, this is really interesting. Wow.
Did you see that?
Yeah. That's such an aggressive move.
Yeah. Because of all this car making left turn.
Yeah.
And this bicyclist.
It would never do that before.
No. On 13, no. Mad Max,
Yes.
100%.
Alrighty, folks. So as you can see here from just these clips, full self-driving 14.1.2 is doing amazingly in Manhattan. And as you could see from a couple of years ago with version 10.11 of the software, full self-driving was unable to handle Brooklyn, which is more or less the same as Manhattan. A little bit easier. Honestly, I think it might be a little bit harder because there's so much residential property around there. So it's kind of mixed use between businesses and residential and stuff. And you get a lot of kids and everything. I don't know. You can argue about that. But what whatever the situation, New York, the 5 boroughs of New York, particularly Manhattan and Brooklyn and Queens, those are boss level areas. Those are areas that full self-driving previously was just terrible at, and you can see how well it's doing here. These guys did a 2-hour drive, and I think they intervened a couple of times for various reasons, like that parking lot and stuff like that, but it wasn't really safety critical stuff, and the car just proves how amazingly it does. Anyway, a huge thanks again to Ananto and Jordan for posting this. I've got a link in the comments, so be sure to check out their video in its entirety. And while you're down there watching my video, please do like it so other people can find it, because that's how YouTube's algorithm works. And please consider subscribing if you want more of this kind of content, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.